All right, music fans, welcome back. Harmless Dave here on the Harmless Dave channel, talking about real things, music related, and doing it in real time for just a few real people out here, just like you and just like me. Some housekeeping stuff here. If you want to support this channel, I would really appreciate that. Buy me a coffee, YouTube memberships, and Patreon. Also, PJ Rock super chats. If you're going to leave a comment, that's a way you can help support the channel. Um, this video, I'm going to be pretty honest about what's happening out there with certain bands and ticket prices because I think it's important. I think people should know what they're going to pay if they go see a band which is much different than the band they grew up listening to. Could be different sounding vocals, could be people you don't recognize. Now, there are a lot of casual fans out there who don't really care who is in a band. They just see the band, they see the name on the marquee, and they go, yeah, yeah, did you hear that this band was coming to town? Now, let's start with my favorite controversy these days, Styx and the Kevin Cronin Band, along with Don Felder, the Brotherhood of Rock Tour. Give it a nice name, and it's still. Let me tell you the pros and cons of all three of these. Obviously, Kevin Cronin is not REO Speedwagon anymore. He, I believe, thinks he is, but he's not. So name ID for the normies is a little low with Kevin Cronin. It's even a little low with Don Felder. I think people know who Joe Walsh is more than Don Felder. And Don Felder was never the lead singer except for a couple of obscure album tracks and the song Heavy Metal, which was a legitimate rock radio hit in the 80s. And I like Don Felder. I think he's a great guitarist and he writes some pretty decent music, but he's not a lead singer. Then you have Styx without Dennis DeYoung, and the complaints on whatever point of view I come up with on that continue to pour in. Dennis was never good in Styx. Okay, fine. All right, so Styx is still a brand with Lawrence Gowan singing, and yes, JY and Tommy will be there. And Tommy is basically the leader of Styx. He wasn't an original member of Styx, by the way. JY, I guess, is more an original member. And Chuck, who I think is in a lot of the promotional materials, I'm not sure if he's with the band on tour. Anyway, folks, you could see by the screen share here that 2 tickets before the fees kick in are $167.10. Now you can tell by the stadium here, this is where the 2 tickets are. I'm gonna zoom so you can kind of see where those tickets are, right? It could be worse, right? Could be back here somewhere, but I'm just trying to get people in a decent place where they can maybe see the stage. So with the fees and everything in Jacksonville, you're probably looking at about $200 to see a band. All right, so you're going to see 3 bands technically. Is that a good deal? I don't know. I mean, that's up to you, but I wouldn't do it. And a lot of my friends aren't doing it. But it appears the tickets are selling pretty well based on what's available. I'd hate to go down front here to see how much these are. Let me see if it'll. I don't know if it'll change if I click on it here. If it'll change the actual ticket pricing here. I thought it would. Okay. So it's telling me now 3 tickets are $340. All right, so that's $179.60. So I guess if you're going to spend the money, you might as well go for the $179.60 per ticket. But with the fees, you're probably looking around $500. It says orchestra seating. Now, these probably haven't sold because people probably aren't willing to spend that much. but you'd be close. So there are some good seats available here. Um, haven't sold them yet. By the way, that show is tonight. So this doesn't look like it's going to be a sellout. A lot of seats over here that are available. A ton of seats in here, which is interesting. What are they getting for these now? Let me try to take a look here. Those are 119.55. So yeah, you're looking at, I don't know how much with the fees, probably close to 300, I would say, with the fees. And that's right down the middle. That's behind the mixing board. All right. So that's the Brotherhood of Rock tour. And if you want 6 tickets in various places, it'll be 1,005. Do people have that kind of money today to spend on bands that some would consider tribute like? Now, again, yes, Kevin Cronin, the original singer in REO, part of the classic lineup, Styx with Tommy and JY, and Don Felder. Again, I wouldn't pay to see this. Okay, let's check out Foreigner. Okay, this is like a bargain. So, yeah, for 2 tickets to go see Foreigner, who technically don't have any original members, and people are starting to get mad about this. I've seen some videos online, some really good ones, where people are saying that this is like a fraud to go see Foreigner. Again, it depends on your perspective. But if you wanted to get into the upper balcony, which this is the epitome of a nosebleed seat, you're going to have to climb too, most likely, to get up there. And a lot of people, I tell you what, you get to a certain age, you have these varicose veins, or you need a walker, and you're not able to be too mobile. You're probably going to be down here. But look at the difference in ticket prices, actually. 75 up there and 99 down here. Now they're saying there are 100 plus tickets available still for Foreigner. And this doesn't look like a huge venue, but we'll see if these sell out. One ticket here is $556.50. This is at the Linda Ronstadt Music Hall. Great name, by the way. Linda Ronstadt is amazing. Nobody talks about Linda anymore. She is my favorite singer, female singer of all time. Just for the record, she is. Nobody beats Linda. All right. So we did Styx and we did Foreigner. And Foreigner, of course, they have, I think it's Kelly Hansen for these shows. I don't know if Lou Gramm is going to be here. Maybe if Lou is there and you're into nostalgia. That's it. People tell me I don't really care what they sound like anymore. I just want to see them. Okay, cool. That's you. You do you, and I'll stay home. How's that? All right, here's Kansas. Kansas 38 Special in the Outlaws. Huey Thomason from the Outlaws has been dead for a very long time. He was their primary lead singer. Henry Paul has kept the franchise going. I like the Outlaws. I don't know. I don't know. This would be better if this was Black Hawk instead of the Outlaws. That's my humble opinion about it. But okay, you want to hear someone who didn't sing Green Grass and High Tides sing it? More power to you. 2 tickets here are only $146.70. Kansas, who definitely have a different lead singer, and the guy who replaced the great Steve Walsh. He's a good guy, I guess. Some people like him. I've done videos where I'm just like, if you replace Steve Walsh, it's got to be really good. And some people think it is adequate. I've never been in that camp. But here are the 2 tickets, by the way. They are way out there. 38 Special. Don Barnes really sounds so much different. And I don't want to just stereotype it as he sounds like a really old dude singing, but he sounds like a really old dude singing. and I like him um, a lot. Of course, if you're looking to hear Donnie with him, Donnie's been out of the band for quite some time. Is it Donnie Van Zant? Pretty sure it's Donnie. I always get them mixed up. Donnie, Ronnie, and Johnny. Yeah, Donnie. Okay, so the tickets are way back here. And this is, again, before all the fees kick in. So you're probably looking at 200 ish. And that's at the Alliance Amphitheater at Riverfront in Richmond, Virginia. So Kansas 38 Special, Styx with Kevin Cronin and Don Felder, not selling very well here. And Foreigner. And again, a good number of tickets left, although selling a little bit better. But these super expensive tickets, I can't see people. Diamond on stage and backstage tour VIP package, $1,560.10, folks. I don't know. And the reason I even decided to do this is because people are reaching out to me and they're like, Dave, these aren't the bands we grew up listening to. They're just not. And they're not even doing a good job with their replacement singers and so forth. And people are, this is my opinion on this. It works in some cases. I like Luis Maldonado in Foreigner, but some people are just going to be like, okay, so how is this not just a tribute band? Because somebody owns the name. This is why, like, Quiet Riot, Little River Band, and probably a few others, the Grassroots still tour, Blood, Sweat, and Tears. It's a pretty long list of bands with either zero original members or maybe one original member that shows up on occasion or wasn't an important member. I hate to say it like that. I mean, every band member is important, but somebody you wouldn't know. But they can use that to say, hey, so-and-so is still in the band, so it's legitimate. The Guess Who was doing that before Randy and Burton put a stop to that. Thank God, right? Such a great band. They should have the name to that. And finally, they do. So I'll be looking forward to seeing those guys back out on the road. I hear maybe next year they'll bring the Guess Who out. But some people will be like, okay, it's just those two guys. Well, at least it's those two guys. But I wouldn't spend this kind of money to see any of these bands. And, you know, you have your own opinion on this, and some people have lots of disposable income. You know, when I have a few extra bucks, I go out to like Aldi and buy food with it. That's what I do. I know some people are just like, yeah, dude, you should go more to more concerts. You know, I looked up a concert in Sunrise, Florida. Brandon Lake, who I would go and see because right now he's just huge. I could have gotten 2 tickets for $95 with the fees included. That's still more than I want to pay because I'm going to have to drive 4 hours, 2 hours each way. But if they were closer, I would do it. I would definitely do it because it would be a great show. It'd be uplifting. It's a guy who can sing too. You know, I don't have to worry about, oh, is he going to be able to hit that note? Should they really, are they going to perform this in a lower key? And this is what you're going to hear. Probably for all 3 of these major concerts here, you're going to hear songs that were on the radio or still on the radio, and they sound different from how you're going to hear them live. But a lot of people are fooled when the song starts. They go, yeah, that's the song. Yeah, it's at least a step down or a half step down from where it should be. And that's how this is all going to go down for the foreseeable future. The alternative is to bring people in who can at least replicate it, and then maybe you call it something else. You can't call it Foreigner, for instance, because it's not Foreigner anymore. It's something else. But that's Mick Jones. He owns the name, just like someone owns the name for LRB, Stephen Housden. and they say, yeah, this is LRB. So go see LRB with these people that we've assembled as LRB, and you'll have a great time, the greatest time of your life listening to this music, the music you grew up with, performed by people you don't know. So there you go. Anyway, folks, I could go on, but you get the point, right? All right. Before I leave again, Patreon, YouTube memberships, Buy Me a Coffee, PJ Rock Super Chats. Don't forget to subscribe to this channel. This is where I'm at now. So let's try to build this up. And all you got to do is subscribe and then hit that bell for notifications. And yeah. So thanks again for watching. God bless. And I will talk to you soon.